this guy's on. What are the chances the next guy's on?
Yeah.
It's like 10:30. The relief pitcher's like, my arm's tired. I'm like, well, you've been practice pitching on the side since 7 o'clock. Don't do that.
And the Mets, Brian, the Mets made Seth Lugo a starter, which means he pitches 3 innings a starter game every 5 days. That's real helpful.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, they said they were going to stretch him out, and then they had COVID, so they didn't play for 4 days. And then he started, and he still only threw 3 innings. It's like he had 5 days to rest. Like, what are they doing?
It's also they came off 5 days of rest, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have so and so start. You have 5 days of rest. DeGrom start. Your ace, get as many starts for your ace as possible.
Yeah. And then they traded some guy away at the trade deadline, and Brody was like, well, we just thought he was a 5th starter. You don't even have a 2nd starter. You shouldn't be trading a 5th starter away.
I don't know what they're doing at the trade deadline. They're like they traded away their minor league pitcher of the year for like some reliever. They got a backup catcher and brought back Todd Frazier. Yeah. They're going nowhere. What the fuck are they doing these moves?
They got a 4th catcher on the team now.
Right. Was there like a league minimum that he had to get? Like, well, I gotta get 3 moves. I'll do the 3 moves that matter the least. I so hope Stevie Cohen fires him.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. He's got to.
Yeah. He probably would have been fired already. That whole thing with the Black Lives Matter stuff with like where he said something different than the owner. Like he called out the owners.
Oh yeah.
And the owners were like, "Hey, we're selling the team anyway. I'd like to fire Brody now, but I can't fuck up the sale."
And then they spelled his name wrong in the press release.
I didn't even know that part. That's great.
Yeah, when the Wilpons put out a press release at like later that night, they spelled his name wrong.
Oh my god!
Like that's in really multiple places.
That's that's really funny.
I mean, that's passive aggressive even for the Mets. I mean,
they kept referring to him as Crody?
This has been Brink of Sanity baseball talk.
This is Mets of Sanity.
Yes.
I'm gonna change the Twitter to Met of Sanity.
Do you think Milwaukee's gonna come? I mean, Milwaukee's obviously gonna win some games here, but like Miami's gonna. I mean, 2-0. I mean, like that's pretty big.
And now they get the home court games.
Oh yeah, gotta have those home court games.
They just played the away games.
Is there any kind of? I mean, obviously, I know you're joking, but
wouldn't that be funny because they pump in the crowd sound? Wouldn't that be funny if they just have it boo Milwaukee like all the next game?
Just gunshots.
Yeah.
There's just sirens every time.
It's just like a machine gun going off.
I think in the Milwaukee's announcing they're not playing any more games. We're protesting again. We've tried playing. We're going back to protesting. Are you recording any of this stuff, Jay?
I started in the middle of the baseball thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, we are baseball. Jay's favorite topic, baseball. I'm sorry we even started talking about basketball. Let's go back to baseball, Brian.
That way we went to basketball. My favorite topic.
Right now, I'm just watching on my computer as I'm talking to you guys. Miami's up.
Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
All right, it's the Brink of Sanity, episode 352. We can go back to what we were talking about. I just needed to play the song.
Okay.
I forgot what we were talking about.
It's a 5-point game now. 117 to go. Miami over Milwaukee, 111 to 106. Can Milwaukee pull this out?
No.
What do you think?
No.
This would be great to listen to live.
Oh my God, they're already going to know what happens.
Somebody downloads the show in 6 months and they get play-by-play of the last minute of a game nobody cares about.
I mean, Jay's going to release the episode when the series is over anyway.
Probably.
I know. Probably.
Well, the series is over now.
Yeah. Well, I got big news for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Big news. You guys want to hear my big news?
Sure.
I got a new iPhone. It's my big news. It's been 5 years. I had the 6. I've upgraded to the iPhone SE, which is the new iPhone for those who are cheap like myself.
So what is the difference? Why is it so cheap?
It's supposed to be just like the latest phone they have is the 11. They're coming out with the 12, which is supposed to be whatever. It's really expensive. The It's supposed to be the same technology, software, whatever hardware as the 11, but they've like cut some corners to make it a little cheaper. Like there's like only one camera, not two cameras. A couple minor features aren't there, but generally speaking, it's a really good phone.
So it's like a special ed phone?
Yeah, well, I'm a special ed person. They're like, we need to get the people like Mark back in the market. I don't want to pay $1,000 for a goddamn phone.
Did
So
they
it's-
round off the corners so they don't hurt you?
It's $400, but it's made 100% out of that material that causes cancer that the valve caps were made from.
It's made out of Jay's black mold.
Yeah. I put it near my phone. I put it near my mouth and my nose. I'm like, take the COVID in. Take the COVID in. I went to get it this morning, and I went to so I'm an Optimum customer, and they have this. Optimum is now owned by Altice Mobile or Altice, and they have this thing called Altice Mobile. It's like $20 a month for. I'm assuming it's gonna be shitty phone coverage, but phone service. But I signed up for it, and so you go to the store, to the cable/phone store. What do you expect when you get there?
Shitty service.
I mean, is it weird that a bunch of people are waiting outside online? Is that like a weird thing to you?
Not
Yeah,
in this
a
day
little
and
bit.
age.
No, I mean there was like 6 or 7 people outside waiting. It seems pretty appropriate to me, right? Like you would expect any store that's busy have people wait outside. They come in one at a time. Makes total sense to you, right?
Sure.
Some woman showed up a couple people after, and could not have been more outraged. She was just going on. She's like, "How can they do this to us? This is insane. We're waiting so long. This is the worst company ever. Oh my God, look at the service here. I cannot believe we have to wait outside." She was going on as if Altice Mobile was helping the cops shoot black people. It was just like the craziest rant behind.
That's weird because like I didn't hear about this on Facebook.
She filmed the line, and I assume I am on Facebook or somewhere or Twitter or somewhere on her video showing how terrible Optimum is or Altice Mobile is.
Did you tell her as the
She-
host of 2 podcasts that she can't use the footage of you without your permission?
She's filming it. I'm like, you fucking leave me out of this film. I don't want to be a part of your protest against them. But she was so mad. She's talking to people behind me. She's just going on and on. Come on, why? We need to rise up. I'm like, rise up. You don't fucking cancel cable if you don't want to be a part of this, okay?
That's probably what she was doing. She was probably canceling her cable.
I don't understand how it could be that big of a deal. You wait and you assume during times of COVID things might take a little bit longer. It was just the end of the fucking world to her.
It's funny
And
that
then-
all the stuff going on in 2020, this is the cause. This is the hill she wants to die on.
Yeah.
When she tried to rally the other customers behind me to rise up and protest, I was like, wow, this is so someone, there should be like a Black Lives protest, like watch Black Lives Matter protest, watching this being like, they won't come to our thing, but this is what this is their cause.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say nobody else rose up.
I think eventually it kind of just like, the line started moving a little faster and they kind of gave up.
I
I know
love
the
when I'm
best-
in a long. I love being in a long line and listening to people complain about the line.
Mhm.
The best part is I'm checking out at the end, whatever. Like I've switched over to the Altice Mobile, and I see her. She's next to me, and she's like, "Thank you so much. You great customers." She was so happy and thankful to the person that helped her that day. She's like, "What the fuck?"
She got her free HBO for a month.
That's pretty much. They were like, "You want a month of free of HBO?" Thank you so much. Thank you so. It's best company ever.
We'll give
I
you
will not
Peacock
rise
for
up
free.
anymore. Okay, Black Lives Matter. If you guys leave the streets, stop protesting. HBO for a month.
Insurrection was canceled due to her being able to watch 2 weeks of Last Week Tonight.
Exactly. There's some new shows coming on HBO. She now has something to live for. What's going on with you guys?
Hey, last week
But,
tonight's,
that's
but last week tonight's had a little local flavor for me in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, they're making fun of one of Bry's neighboring towns in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't think I've watched the last 2 episodes. I mean, I could watch and what were they making fun of?
Oh, he was just trashing this town, and he was, he just like randomly picks on things. So he was making fun of this town in Connecticut. He's just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you, fuck everybody from there," blah blah blah.
This is
So-
the part where I can't hear you for a second.
Can you hear me now?
I love when that
God
happens.
damn it.
This is a great new feature that Mark got.
Must be with his iPhone.
In fairness, I was streaming the game. Again, the game's over, so I'm stopped. Okay, now my phone won't get interrupted. Go on, Bri. Tell us about the troubles in your neighboring town.
Oh, so he was trashing the town, and then the mayor of the town said he was going to name the local sewage treatment plant after John Oliver.
Ah,
But then he
That's
said
pretty
it was
funny.
a joke, so John Oliver came back and said he was going to donate the tens of thousands of dollars to all these charities and blah blah blah. If he
would
actually
do it for real.
if he does it for real, and he actually bought the sign so that they don't have to spend any money on it.
Yeah.
And he said if he doesn't respond in a week, he's going to do the same offer to the neighboring towns.
oh.
It was pretty funny, just because
Mhm.
it's so random.
He does a lot of stuff like that where, like, I don't know, that's pretty funny.
It's just funny because HBO gives him this budget, but the show costs almost nothing to make. So he, at the end of every episode, he just wastes like $50,000.
Especially where now, like, he's not even in the studio. He has no crowd or anything.
Yeah.
No graphics. So it's like, yeah, he's got all this money to burn.
Well, look, other shows would just be like, pocket the difference. We're good. Like, they use it in like they do a lot of clever stuff with like I guess social guerrilla marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I heard next week's episode, he's gonna get 100 Nick's podcast pens and give them out.
I heard he was going to invite 100 Nick's podcasters to go on the show, and we're not invited still.
I heard next week he's gonna have our audience on, and it'll just be well,
Him.
Andrew.
Lorenzo and Andrew.
Yeah. What else is new with you guys? Jay, do you still want to get a house?
Yeah.
Do you know how much getting a house sucks? Can I just tell you?
I love
I
hearing
had-
about your black cloud. Yes, do tell.
Yeah. So I had an issue with my plumbing. I think I talked about it in last show or last whatever. And there ended up being a hole in my pipe. It was like $300. So then they leave. Next day, water won't come out of the faucet. And I'm like, well, this has to be related. The guy came here. This has to be related. Turns out, completely not related. He showed me, completely not related, another $300. In a span of a week, I spent $600 on a plumber.
Right, but
Is
did you
that
buy
what
the cheap plumbing option when you bought the house?
I don't think there was a cheap. I bought whatever the house came with.
He didn't build the house, Jay.
Yeah, Jay. When you like, Jay's like, oh, I'll take. No. I don't want the. I want the less expensive. Build the whole from scratch. You're getting a used car. Like this is like a house is just like you get what you get, and then you basically find out how the whole thing's a piece of shit, and you got to replace everything, and just money. Like every once in a while, you're like, oh, well, there goes $500. Great.
Yeah, as soon as you get the thought in your head, like, hey, I'm a little bit ahead. I got a little extra money. Boom, something. You could hear the crack of something in the house going.
Yeah, you're like, okay, everything's fine. Why is water coming out of my boiler? Oh, fuck. But this, Jay, I know this just sounds a lot better to you than just dealing with a neighbor and when something breaks going, hey, landlord, fix it. And the landlord fixes it.
I mean, that part's all right, but the neighbor part's not great.
Brian, would you trade the things breaking for just having a neighbor?
My neighbor, though.
By the
I
way,
don't know. I don't know your neighbor.
Jay, I thought each
You've
week
heard
you're
enough.
killing off a neighbor.
You've
Yeah,
heard
I
enough.
thought
Like
they all
you're
moved out
down-
because you were slowly buying the building.
Well, I got to say, it's been a lot better without the downstairs people.
Oh, so now what are you even leaving now? Who's the bad neighbor now? You?
Yeah, Jay is.
The upstairs one, it's always been.
Okay, what are the upstairs people doing? Like now that you don't have the whatever the boxing and everything else downstairs, what's going on with the upstairs neighbor?
Well, every other week, the husband comes back and he watches TV for 16 hours a day at a volume where I can hear every word of the TV for 16 to 20 hours a day.
Well, there you go. You don't have to pay for cable. You could just listen to his.
You've got like 4 hours off. So what's your problem?
I just buy a megaphone. Can you put on channel 4, please?
I was watching that. Go back.
Yeah, he was watching
Yeah,
Star Wars the other day, and I knew exactly what scene he was on. It's like, this is bad.
I so hope Jay moves to the suburbs and like he has a neighbor that like just blasts music anyway, and Jay's like, I thought I escaped this.
Well, no. You can't move to the suburbs. Joe Biden's going to ruin the suburbs because black people are going to start moving there.
Joe Biden's canceling the suburbs. Didn't you watch the RNC?
Yeah.
Why don't the Democrats just make stuff up?
I
They're
feel like
Republicans-
it's.
Go.
I feel like it's the perfect time to buy a house, though, because the black cloud is over you now, Mark. So
Yeah,
it might be okay for me to buy something new.
that's true. I do have the black cloud right now.
Like if I bought it
you-
last year, like a tree would have fell right on top of it or something. Like as I was signing the insurance, so it didn't take effect yet.
Bri, can I interest you in a gently used black cloud?
No, thank you.
God damn it.
I think Bri had the black cloud before I did.
Yeah, I had it a few years ago.
Oh, okay. So do you mind taking it back then?
I think once it gets through you, it's oh shit.
Oh my God, they're tied.
They're about to tie this game.
Oh shit, they're tied. I thought the game was over. How the hell? What the fuck happened?
We talk too much trash.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're ahead of me now. How are you ahead of me?
Oh, I was just looking at the score. I
Oh.
thought the game was over. I just wanted to see the final score. Then I realized they're still playing. Again, super interesting for people who've known the result of this game for 3 days because that's when this will be released. Now
So
I cannot believe.
I got an email a couple days ago from
Oh, cool! I'm glad you've gotten to the technology of email.
from Fun Sponge.
Ooh.
It's been 21 months, and finally got an email again.
Does she want to go on a COVID outing with you?
Oh, you want me to read the email?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me pull it up. All right, here it is. It says, "Hi,
I'm guessing that there's no going on here. That's the entire 21 months.
that's it. Just the word hi."
Did you write back to her, bye?
Well, I wrote, "How's it going?" expecting like it was just a check to see if my email was working, and then there was no response. So then, like 3 days later, I wrote, "You're just gonna write hi every 2 years? Like what the hell?" And I still got no response. So it's just nuts.
You should have written back, this account holder has died of COVID. Please be more respectful.
Yeah, so that's just weird.
No other
So wait,
communication?
it was a reply to you?
And it was a reply from an email from almost 2 years ago. So
Because
she's,
every now and then I'll email random people that I used to talk to and say hi, but not as a reply.
yeah, this was a reply from an email from almost 2 years ago. So clearly knows who I am.
Maybe she wanted to send you proof that you know her. She's like, look, there's further communication. In case you remember me, we've emailed in the past.
True.
Did they really just call a foul on him? So Jimmy Butler has to make a free throw to win the game?
Well, let me see the email from 2 years ago. Okay, October 12th, 2018. Hi.
You didn't touch him.
Okay, so now I'm behind you again because I'm watching on the on the computer, obviously, and no, I have not seen the foul yet. Was it a ridiculous foul? Again,
He
super
touched
interesting.
He touched him after. I don't know.
Jay, this whole email bit is kind of like you are Fun Sponge. I don't know about this email bit about.
Well, it's not as fun as talking about scores from a game that nobody wants to hear about. So, by all means, carry on.
This is the first time I've watched basketball in like a year.
Well, I'm glad you're doing it during the show. It's good.
This is the time to do it on the show. An audio podcast with the whole all the hosts.
Well, I thought
doing
50-50 Mark was going to bail out, so I thought I would watch the game for a while.
Why do you think I was going to bail out?
I don't know.
This is not
Oh, it's
Jay's
not game
nights.
night. That's right.
Yeah, game nights. For those that don't know, since COVID started, every like 2 weeks or so, Jay's been doing a game night, and he's like, "Hey, Mark, are you in for game night?" I'm like, "Sure, definitely." Mark, are you sure you missed the last one? No, keep me in, count me in. Then Jay's like, "Okay, well, you missed the last 5. You know, Jay, maybe. Okay, I'll keep count you in." It's been like 10 game nights. I have not shown up to one. Actually, I showed up to one for like 12 seconds. Then my computer had issues. I don't know why Jay even invites me anymore. I am the worst game night person.
It's really good because a lot of these games you need an even number for. So I've loved having 7 people for the last 3 weeks. It's been really good.
Jay's like, "Hey, Mark, want to fuck me over on Thursday night? Thank you."
All right.
It
Can
does look like he was fouled. I mean, just legitimately.
Can we should I pause this until the game's over?
No, because we'll be here all night.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Hey Jay, do you want to hear about my Sunday so I can? You obviously, Jay. I'm assuming since last show you haven't changed that much. You're still taking a lot of precautions, right?
Yes, that is
You're
correct.
still scared of COVID, right?
Well, did it get less bad? Then no,
Well,
I'm still scared of it. Yes,
According to Adam Carolla, it did, but
that's true.
I agree. I am concerned about I'm concerned about COVID. I'd be scared to get it, but our risk tolerances are different, and I just wanted to I just want to horrify you with how. The thing is, I do want to protect myself from COVID. At the same time, I'm just doing a lot of stupid things. And I figured I could just share with you, Jay, because I figured you'd be horrified. Bri, how safe are you being?
I'm being pretty safe.
From a scale of 1 to 10, how safe do you think you're being?
Probably like an 8.
Oh, okay. And Jay, where would you put yourself on there?
9.5.
And Jay, where would you put me?
As of last episode, I'd put you at like a 3.
Why? What did he do last episode?
He's having his kids go over random people. He doesn't even know where his kids are going. They're going over random people's houses. He's hanging out with anti-masker families and.
Well, not so much with that, but their kids seem to hang out with our kids. Okay, Miami won the game.
Did I miss last episode? Did Jay talk about that fetish party he went to?
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. But
all right.
Yeah, so basically, so Sunday consisted of, first we went to the beach, which I don't think is that bad, but we ended up basically there were a total of 5 families that went to the beach together, which is probably a little much.
It's about 4
Then
too
we
much.
left.
It's 5 families too much. There's no reason to ever
Well,
go to the beach.
My kids like the beach.
I think
Anyway,
the
we were
beach
going with we had
sucks,
gone
yeah.
the week before with 2 other families, and 2 other families ended up coming, so it was 5 families to the beach, all hanging out together. At one point, the dads were all in a circle where I'm we're all just somehow we're all if not for being outside, I feel like we'd all have COVID within a matter of seconds here. Then we leave there, we go to my sister-in-law. I hang out there with my sister-in-law, her kids, my in-laws.
Jesus.
Then we go to a barbecue with 2 other families.
What is wrong with
where
you?
the kids are? I don't even freaking know. I on the one hand, I do want to take it seriously. It's just you could you're stupid, and you're well, I already did that stupid thing. I might as well be even stupider, and then you keep becoming dumber and dumber.
You're gonna be the first person to complain for the next 5 years if you do get it too.
I mean, it does seem like well, of the 3 of us, obviously I should be the one to get it. And I don't know. I mean, I'm well, we've been stupid. It's everything. You cross a line, then you cross another line, then you cross another line. You're well, my kid was riding a bike with that kid. They're fine. Then my kid was hanging out with that kid. Oh, they got kind of close. We're fine. And then you keep taking more and more until you're just a complete moron. Then when you get COVID, when our whole neighborhood gets COVID, we'll be in the New York Post for being just the dumbest neighborhood ever.
Gonna be idiot family goes on 8 family group trip to beach. All of them get COVID.
It's like Mark's playing a game of chicken here.
It really is. And there's and my kids still are playing with the kids in the neighborhood. We're still hanging out with the people in the neighborhood. One of our neighbors just hey, I mean, at some point we easily just go in each other's houses. I'm oh, we're just so fucked. I mean, I'm losing it, I guess. I don't know. But that's Jay, are you sufficiently horrified?
I'm uncomfortable even listening to this. I'm you can't see me. I'm squirming in my seat. I was just pulling out my eyebrow hairs.
Mark, you're disinvited to game night now.
Yeah. I don't even
want
to hear you verbally.
Our day was so full on Sunday. I'm I can't even imagine what Jay would think of this day.
Oh my God, I don't know.
The only thing that saves us is the numbers are really low in our area. I mean, if they weren't low in our area, we'd all have COVID.
Well, that it's a hoax, so you don't have to.
Yeah. What's the deal with Adam Carolla? So Jay sent us a tweet from Adam Carolla being like, "Okay, guys, it was all a hoax. Who's gonna fall for it next time?"
Well,
the
CDC.
Well, then he called us all pussies, spelled pussies wrong.
Well, the CDC said something like 94% of the people who died from COVID had underlying conditions. And the best response I saw was 94% of the people who died in 9/11 had underlying conditions. So if you don't count those, only 187 died by the plane.
That's a pretty good response.
Because, I mean, they had underlying conditions, but they wouldn't have died if they didn't get COVID. So it's, this statistic means nothing. COVID still killed them.
You know who has
I'm overweight. Technically, I have an underlying condition because I'm overweight.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know who has underlying conditions? 85% of Americans have underlying conditions. It's not like it's like two people. It's like almost their whole population is either old, overweight, has blood pressure. We're not a healthy population.
Right.
We're full of sugar and I mean, if we were like, I get it. If you were like, it's a hoax, and everyone in America is in the same shape as NBA players, so it's totally fine.
Right. Yeah.
That ain't us. You know who also claims underlying conditions? The cop who put his knee on George Floyd and killed him has claims now George Floyd would have died anyway. He said George Floyd died because he was taking drugs and because he was in bad health. He was in bad shape, basically, and the knee had almost nothing to do with it.
I mean, I read that he had so much drugs in his system, he might have died later that afternoon anyway, but who knows?
Yeah. I saw he had some kind of crazy amount of it said he had a crazy amount of fentanyl in his system, and I'm like, oh, that's a weird description of a guy's knee.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like, hey, if you take fentanyl, people are allowed just to kill you? He was gonna die anyway, so might as well get target practice done.
Well, that's the funny thing. It's like, so that 17-year-old kid that shot the guy last week in Wisconsin, I guess the guy he shot was a child molester or something, or it was a sex offender. So it's like, oh, well, but it's like he didn't shoot him because he was a sex offender. And then conversely, in Portland, when the Black Lives guy shot the Trump guy who was a white supremacist, you don't hear everybody going, well, he was a white supremacist, so it's good that they shot him. It's,
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's just like what's the guy in Wisconsin? Blake? Or what's his name? No, not Jacob. Who's the guy that got the black guy who got shot in the back?
Yeah, Blake, isn't it?
Oh, it's Blake. Okay. They were like, oh, they were saying he's a sex offender or whatever he did. He was this and that. I'm like, yeah, this is not the Wild West. We don't go around shooting people because they did bad things.
But it's also like they didn't shoot him because he was a sex offender and had a record. They shot him because the guy was just too lazy to tackle him, pretty much.
Yeah, they shot him because he wasn't listening to the cop. That's why they shot him. They're like, he had a knife. The cop had a gun. Guns, you don't have to be next to the guy with the knife. You have a gun.
The cop was so scared of him with a knife that he had his hand on his shirt as he was getting into his car. He couldn't just reach around and just pull him to the ground. Instead, he just held him and put 7 bullets in him.
No. You're going to shoot something. Shoot the tire of the car. Then he can't leave.
Shoot his foot. Make him dance.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Every time you're like, okay, well, settling down. Cop shoots black man because the black guy was getting a Slurpee, and it was, and the 7-Eleven was clearly closing, and he was trying to get a Slurpee. Totally fine to shoot him. But you know what? It's okay because that guy once robbed a liquor store, so you can shoot him 5 years later.
Yeah. So the ends justify the means. That's pretty much like what. You know what? I don't want to give people advice on what to do, but like. Did you guys watch this season of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yes.
I did not, but yeah, you're not going to ruin anything for me.
All right. I think Larry had a great idea, and it would be perfect right now. A spite store. I think some of these like really wealthy like rappers and like athletes should open like ghetto style gun stores like right in the middle of like Trump area, and just have like grungy looking black people running the stores, and just be like right in the middle of like MAGA country with like black people buying guns.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Idea.
Sorry, I took me a moment to follow. Basically, just opening up stores just to fuck with the people that were living there.
Yeah, like a black gun store.
Right.
Because all the MAGA guys, they're all just like these big, like scary looking white dudes that just hang around these stores. They should start opening stores where black people are hanging out, buying guns, and freaking people out.
Well, that was
like
the original.
Right in the middle of like, freaking, I don't know, name a Trump town.
I like it.
I think the originally like the initial like gun. Some of our big like in the 60s when they first started cracking down on guns in the country was because black people had guns, and they were like oh shit, black people have guns. Then it was switched to the white people having the guns, and they didn't care anymore. There's a whole like whatever Second Amendment, the whole thing about the Second Amendment.
I mean,
anyway.
if this shit keeps going on, black people are going to get more pissed, and then they're going to start coming out with their guns, and then it's going to get really out of control on both ends.
You know what? Native Americans should be allowed to shoot everyone because, like, they'd be like, "Hey, they all stole our land, so we get to shoot everyone. They're all land stealers. They all committed genocide, so I get to shoot everyone."
I'm telling you, though, a spite store right in the middle of like a plaza where there's like a gun place. Open another gun place.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I do also like Trump's whole message. They're like, the stuff that's going on right now. Well, this will happen if you elect Biden.
Yeah. This is just a preview.
The stuff that's going on now will happen if you vote for Biden, but the stuff that's going on now under me will not happen under me if you vote for me.
Do you want to debate this? I can take the Trump side of this.
He really should just be like, the stuff that's happening now is still going to happen, and Joe's asleep.
Do you want to debate this? I can take Trump's side on this. This is it's fun to play the Trump side of things. You guys ready? You guys want to debate?
You could just be as ridiculous as you want.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to say you should reelect Trump because there will be what's going on in the street, the protests. This is all Joe Biden's fault, and this will happen even more. Only Trump, who's created the problem, knows how to solve the problem.
But the problem is going on now, and Biden's not president.
But they go on states where Biden could be president because they're run by the Democrats. Trump only runs the Republican states. He's trying to infiltrate and make great the Democrat states. And if you elect him, he will make great the Democrat states.
You broke my brain.
Yeah.
Don't you think Biden's just like everything? He just be like, there are 200,000 dead Americans. Is America great again? Like protests in the street, or police are shooting black people. Is this America being great? Like, just make fun of the whole.
I mean, Biden.
Every Biden commercial should just be Biden throwing up his hands and shaking his head, going, "What is he talking about?"
I don't know if Biden has the mental capacity to do that. He's barely reading off of his Cliff Notes right now.
Hey, just to move on the on lighter subject, you follow you guys, Jay. Obviously, you see that account, Donald J. Trump, the Knicks the Knicks account. That's like a combination of like
Dolan
Trump
J.
and
Trump,
James Dolan J. Trump. You've seen that account, right?
Yeah, it's like a James Dolan Donald Trump hybrid account.
Yeah. So it's a pretty clever account. It's a clever account.
I think
funny.
I think I've seen some of it.
Yeah, it's a popular and clever account. Anyway, so he sent us a message, and he goes, "Question for you. Did you happen to vote likely or tremendously likely with my poll I ran last week? It was about merchandise." And this was like a direct message.
I didn't even see that.
To you?
Have you talked to him before, Jay?
No, I've never even seen that.
No. So apparently he said when we first followed him, he said, "Do you mind?" He sent a message asking us to retweet a pinned tweet from 2017. I don't think I even saw this original message. But anyway, he just sent this like the other day. or it could have been this morning even. I never know. And I was like, why is he direct messaging me and asking me this? I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about. And so I said, didn't see your poll, but like your account, what the hell are you talking about, basically? But I know in a very nice way. And he goes, it was basically asking people if they'd be likely to buy merch if I made it. Jay, do you think people are going to buy merch? I was like, you're asking the right people to talk you out of this.
But I mean, he has 10 times as many followers as us.
Yeah, I told him, which I thought was good advice, is just find a company that'll make your merch on demand so you don't have any inventory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said, I think it was like a hat that said.
Wait, he said no leaks. He said no leaks.
No one listens to our show, Jay.
Well, I'm talking over you anyway because he told us not to say what it is.
Oh, who cares? Anyway, I was just saying people should buy his.
So if you have a secret, you should never tell Mark because then he'll just say it on the podcast.
It's not someone you don't even know who the person is. You have no idea who that person is.
So that doesn't mean he knows who we are. It doesn't mean we should talk about what he said to keep secret on the podcast.
I never agreed to keep his secret. If it's on the Brink podcast, it's basically a secret.
You've become a terrible person.
You were like, what am I doing? Just mentioning that he was talking about merch. I just thought it was funny that he asked us about that because we don't sell any merch.
You were about to say what the merch was.
What's wrong with saying what it was?
He asked you not to.
Oh my god! I thought he meant not actually leak the picture.
I feel like you're about 2 weeks away from saying COVID's a hoax.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I am so lost.
Let's move on. It was just a message that, Bri, how are you been? Jay, are you going to fetish parties, Jay? Sorry, Bri. I remembered you mentioned the fetish thing. Let's talk about that, Jay.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not that interesting. I went to one of my girlfriend's friends' parties, and there was 7 couples, and 6 of the couples were white males that were with Thai females. And I just thought it was weird.
So basically it was a party of all Thai women with white men.
Yes.
Who look like you.
Yeah.
Were they all balding? No offense.
A lot of them were older. Like 3 or 4 of them were older than me. Like significant, like 10 years older.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently they like older men.
Or the older men like younger. I guess they both ways.
Yeah, mutual.
I remember when I went to Thailand. I remember we saw this couple where the guy must have been like 60 and the girl must have been like. I'm just gonna, for the sake of like seeing him in a better light, we would say she was old enough to be legal. And we just kept joking about how like he was the sex pat. We were like, oh, sex pat, but It was a joke while we were there. I guess a lot of guys do that though. I feel like older men go there.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So anyway, you were in this crew where it was like 5 sex pats in you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Do they all dream of being film editors?
Probably. No, one of them was talking about Trump, and a bunch of other ones were talking about cars, and I'm like, I don't really have.
Nobody wanted to talk about video games with you?
No, I didn't have anything to talk about with anybody.
You're like, speaking of that car, have you played Last of Us 2?
I had just beaten Last of Us 2.
Did you go up to any of them and be like, so Thai women, huh?
I should have.
Which one's yours?
How'd you get into the Asian fetish? You worked in an office like me with all Asian women?
Do you guys all flash your keys, or?
Jay just walks up to them. He's like, "The pirate theory, right?" What is it's pirate theory? Is that the right name, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? You know.
You know. Come on. I know at some point you were more into the white girls, but then the pirate thing happened to you, right? Did any of them go home with the wrong Thai girl?
That would be funny.
Close enough. Was it? Did you guys put your when you get there? Do you put your keys into a bowl?
Huh?
You never heard of a key party?
No.
It's supposed to be a thing like
The swingers party,
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
not the movie swingers. The have sex with other people swingers.
But yeah, in real life, it would be like, oh, that's what I'm going. Like, it would be probably more disgusting in real life than what you're thinking.
Gotcha. You asked me to bring up Cameo.
Oh yeah, I thought that'd be an interesting thing to talk about. Why'd you ask me about Cameo earlier?
Because I did it.
Oh, Bride, you know what Cameo is?
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know Cameo, Cameo basically is a service where minor and major celebrities will do services for small amounts of money or larger amounts of money. Like they'll like wish you a happy birthday or wish your significant other a happy birthday for $100 or
Or
I don't know what kind of services they offer. Jay?
Yeah, it's basically just video messages. So you tell them who it's for, what you want them to talk about, and anything else of note.
Yeah. So like if you want to get a personalized message from Redman, how much do you think it would cost, Bri?
who?
Redman.
He was
from
Wu-Tang, right?
Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
Oh, probably I'd say 250.
150. What about Will the Farter from the Howard Stern Show?
Probably 100.
Yeah, 50.
Okay.
Let's see who else is interesting on here. I mean, it's a fun game to see also like how much like you can guess how much people cost.
Oh, there's some crazy ones. I remember Howard Stern was talking about Penn Jillette was like super expensive on there.
Oh, how much was Penn Jillette?
He was in the thousands, I think.
Oh, Lisa Loeb.
That's false information because Penn's the one I did.
Oh, okay. Well, tell us in a second. Lisa, how much do you think Lisa Loeb is?
Oh no. He was talking about why is Penn Jillette doing it? He's got all the money he needs. There was somebody else though that was really expensive. I forgot who. There's a couple of people that were like outrageously expensive.
Snoop Dogg is like $7,000 or something. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, but I mean, there was somebody like less famous than him that was like a couple thousand.
Okay.
Oh, I think the most expensive one I saw was Caitlyn Jenner. That was thousands and thousands of dollars.
Okay, who costs more? Rod Blagojevich, the former governor of Illinois, who I thought was still in jail.
No, he just got out. Trump commuted him.
Or Real Housewife Bethany Frankel.
Real Housewife.
Probably the housewife.
Not even close. She's $2.99. He's $80.
Oh, I would totally get something from Blago. I love that guy.
How much do you think YouTube entertainer Jesus Christ is?
Who?
I don't know.
$40.
Jesus Christ. $28. Jesus Christ is not that expensive.
Is that Jesus H Christ?
He drops the H for savings.
Oh, okay. So probably not the real one.
Yeah, it might be the real one. I don't know. How much do you think Brett Favre is?
500.
400. It's kind of fun to see how much he. Tito Santana.
175.
$25. Do you think how much do you think we can pay Tito Santana just to be like a guest on our show?
$26.
Was he a baseball player?
Bushwhacker Luke. Not both the Bushwhackers, just one of the Bushwhackers.
36.
35.
Ooh.
Very close.
So anyway, Jay, you did this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it 3 days ago, actually. I didn't even know Marc was going to bring it up. That's why when he was like, I want to talk about it, I'm like, is Marc going to start trashing what I just did?
Was it a cameo to Marc about staying off the beach?
But how much do you think LeVar Ball is?
He's got to be 100. He's going to overrate himself, guaranteed.
133.
Yeah.
I was just going to talk about getting you on. I feel like you should be on offering your services, Jay. I would love to see like I would love you to sign up for this and see if anyone will give you money to do something.
Just do $5.
Yeah. Why not? Who'd
you get it for?
Jay or Barkley the dog? There's apparently a dog on here for $4.
Jay, who'd you get it for?
I got it for my dad.
Oh, okay.
For his birthday.
Cool.
Yeah, I thought I can't really visit, so it'd be cool to.
Yeah.
He's been a huge fan for decades, so be cool. I figured it'd be cool.
So how long? Like how long does last? Is it something you could download and have forever? Or?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
So it was Penn Jillette.
yeah.
How much was it?
$125.
It's not so bad. And how long's the message?
It's like I don't know. It's like 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Can you get them to say anything you want?
pretty much. Like you have 250 characters to just say like what you're looking for. So I just wrote a few things like birthday, age, his name, my name. He recommended a book on magic to my dad like a year or two ago, so I threw that in so he can like say something personal. And he included everything. So like he read whatever whatever my message was, he read it and paid attention. So that was cool.
Oh, Kevin McDonald's $40.
Does he give like a good delivery, I guess, so to speak?
Yeah, it's just like his his normal stuff.
Oh, cool. There's a guy here, and I don't know who this person is, radio host, but Dominique Nady or Nady, he's $1.
That's that's what I would be.
It's kind of funny. You're like, maybe people are just giving him money just because like it's $1, and why the hell not? So Jay, how much do you think? Brian, how much should Jay charge?
Jay could probably get like $8-9.
How about $5? Do you think for like how much? I need to be low enough that Andrew will pay Jay.
Oh, Jackie the Joke Man's only $50.
Oh, not bad. Do you think Jackie and Joke Man includes like a couple of like jokes?
Probably.
It's got to include one joke in it.
Oh yeah.
I
don't even know who half these people are.
People that you don't know, I understand why they're doing it. Why are the people that you do know doing it?
I mean, it's easy money. It's 5 minutes of work, and you get $100. Why not? Why wouldn't you do it?
I remember when Stern was talking about this, and he was talking about Penn Jillette. He's like, "Why is he doing it? He's got so much money." And then Penn Jillette like emailed him or something and was like, "I'm fucking bored. I can't do anything. It's just it's like content. It keeps me busy."
So in other words, like it's just being kind of, it's not the money. It's more just fun to do.
Michael Rappaport, $199.
Damon, $100.
Andrew Dice Clay, $299.
How much is Gilbert Godfrey?
Oh, I just passed him. I think he was like $150.
Yeah. Flavor Flav.
John Lovett's $150.
John Lovitz does like 8-minute videos. I watched his. They're amazing.
Oh, you could watch ones that they've done?
Yeah, some of them post ones. And then you can watch like a sample of what they do.
Or site. I guess like especially during COVID, you're right. The celebrities don't have that much to do. Like no one has that much to do, so it's kind of like as long as it doesn't feel like a chore, why the hell not?
Yeah.
Jay Moore, 75.
If it makes people happy, and why not?
Yeah, connect with your fans. No, that makes some sense. Because you're looking at like there's some people who are like some people. I don't know how much money they have, but some people you like are insanely rich.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes sense. So Jay, can you sign up for this?
How come all your ideas have me doing all the work?
Come on, it's so much better if you do it. Our fans don't want to see me; they want to see you, Jay. You're the star of the show.
Are these things, they're not in any order, I guess.
No, they're not. It's hard to find people.
I'm going through Brian Posehn, 75.
Can anyone join this?
I think so, because I saw some like very, very minor like YouTube people on here.
So you wouldn't join this and have people pay you $5 to do things?
I mean, I could. I feel like it would just be a waste of time.
It would just be Marc making you do things.
I'll give you $5 for a video message, Jay. Just if you sign up for this, I'll give you the $5 for a video. You'll have at least one.
All right, I'll do it then.
Yeah, why the hell not? Wouldn't it be great also to see if anyone does it?
Yeah.
Okay, fans. Jay is going to sign up. You can get a personalized message from Jay if you pay $5, or if you send him a separate email, he'll probably just give a personalized message for free. But
that's not
Jeremy
a good marketing.
Piven, $400.
Who are the most expensive?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just going.
I think Caitlyn Jenner is the most expensive.
How much? Who the hell wants to move from Caitlyn Jenner? I mean, obviously, I guess people do, but how much is Caitlyn Jenner?
I think it was 5,000.
Chevy Chase 500.
All right, let's move on. This probably can't be interesting for people.
Oh, it can't be any worse than anything else we talk about.
All right, Lorenzo writes.
It's better than us talking about a basketball game that's going on that the
You
results
guys
have been out for 2 days.
You guys have
okay,
been
go
great
on.
today. Just spot on, guys. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Lorenzo writes, here's this week's role play. The Brink of Sanity has been franchised, much like Subway and Pizza Hut. Brink is now all over the world. I like how he now numbers these, each bullet point, so that you guys don't get confused.
I miss Pizza Hut.
There's like 600 TikTok stars on here.
Yeah.
I guess anyone can really go on here. Yeah.
2. Mark and Breyer playing Marco and Broletto from Brink of Sanity, Italy. Jay is playing himself.
Greg Kilborn, $900.
Really?
Really? We got rid of the basketball thing and now we're just going to do this?
Oh, sorry.
Written into the franchise agreement is a clause that says you cannot make fun of the CFO.
So I clicked on this Playboy model, Misha Rose, and it says request $21, chat $199. There's like a chat feature.
Yes.
I guess.
Okay. How does the chat feature work, Jay?
I don't know. I'm not the founder of Cameo.
Okay.
You could have been.
This is true. It could have been.
They're like, if only someone could edit these videos for us. Okay, go on, Jay.
Yeah, this episode needs some heavy editing.
Not our best.
I just got the book How to Fail at Almost Everything in Life and Still Succeed by Scott Adams, the guy who does Dilbert.
Oh.
I'm going to start reading it tonight because I got the first part down.
He seems kind of like a...
Isn't he a crazy Trumper?
Yeah, he's a crazy Trumper, right, Jay?
He's a pretty big Trumper. He does a video chat every morning at 10 a.m. and I listen to it. And sometimes it's interesting and sometimes I'm like, okay, he's getting a little off the rails.
I mean, he's obviously a pretty funny guy. I mean, in the sense of like he wrote a very funny and successful comic. But he kind of seems like a bit of a dick also.
Kind of, but at least most of the time he has intelligent ways of going about arguing and debating. So at least it's not just like, Biden sucks. Like he'll actually back it up with reasons. And so it's more interesting. If I'm going to listen to a conservative side of things, I want it to be an intelligent side, not like a Fox News, fear-mongering side.
Okay. Fair enough.
I try and listen to both sides once in a while just to feel like I feel like it's easier to debate if you know what both sides are thinking.
What was the other side of shooting the black guy in the back?
No, he wasn't for that.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah, he's not like off the rails, he's when it's completely irrational. He's like, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Let's see. So do you guys I should just start over because you guys clearly don't remember the first part.
No, just
I
jump in midway.
So we've been franchised, much like Subway and Pizza Hut. You two are playing Marco and Broletto, which is our Italy franchise.
Okay.
Written into the franchise agreement is a clause that says you cannot make fun of the CFO of Brink, who is me.
Okay.
I do spot checks on podcasts here and there and found that the Brink of Sanity Italy has violated this clause. So I am now calling you to lay the smackdown. All right? Did you guys get that?
Sure.
Ring. We got busted. making fun of
Hello,
you.
Papa. We got someone calling in. Who could this be?
This is your boss. I just heard your last episode.
Oh, boss, you want a pizza? We make lots of pizzas here because we're doing freaking Italy.
You know our contract only has.
Do you like calzones? We make the best calzones. It is so good.
I bullet pointed our contract and it only has 3 bullet points. And bullet point 2 is to not make fun of me. You didn't even get to the second bullet.
You put some sauce on the video editing. It goes so much better.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
Oh, Spaghetti Brian. Tell him to go back and deal with his black mold.
Boss, I quit.
I quit too.
Okay, I'm gonna go and make a pizza because that's what we do in Brick. We make pizzas. It's a pizza shop here. It's not even a podcast.
You know, Rob from the Uncanny X-Cast, he made a fake X-Men character called Linguini, who was just made out of linguini, and he has the same exact accent that you just did, Mark.
It's quite a creative accent.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, does Ralph listen to Brink anymore? He got torn to shreds by John from Random S Radio on episode 227, as did a lot of listeners. Also, is John still around?" I have not heard from Ralph.
Ralph, we kicked John off the show. / he hasn't been available. So you should come back.
I am not sure if he listens to this anymore. That episode might have scared him away. John started working overnight, so we haven't been able to get him on the show in forever.
Yeah. Does he still do his show?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Because he used to do a lot of podcasts. Like 50 hours. He did a crazy amount of podcasting.
Yeah. He was doing like 5-6 shows a week, I think.
Oh, it's a shame they stopped then.
And like long, like 3-4 hour episodes too.
Yeah. Did he ever have a co-host, or did he have like friends on, or?
Yeah, he had. He did different things. Like his comedy one, he had people, and then he did a music one, and I don't know, he did like a football one. Like I don't know, he just had a different podcast for every day.
John, if you're listening, we'd love to have you. If you have a night off one night, we'd love to have you back on.
Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, do you think that there is any smoking hot 18 to 30-year-old homeless females out there? It's not possible, right?"
Unlikely.
Seems like they'd have a home pretty fast, at least for like a lot of nights.
Yeah, they get scooped up pretty quick.
It's pretty rare to see, like, unless you're watching some like Disney movie, you're not going to see a homeless person that's like hot. It would be like a Disney movie, like, oh my gosh, she's homeless, and now she's the prom queen.
The thing is, there's a lot of really sad guys out there with a lot of money, and so if you're that good looking, they'll just basically pay for you to be a sex slave, I guess.
I guess there's always porn.
That too.
That's pretty much what the whole show The Deuce was about. Girls homeless be going into porn.
Yeah, they were. I watched that. I liked that show. Did you watch it? I guess it sounds like you did, obviously.
Yeah, I liked it. It was like one of those things. Like when I was watching it, I didn't really like it, but after it was over and I like thought about it more, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of did like that.
There's so many ways to make money if you're that good looking. I've seen ones that pretend to be video gamers, and they're just like, playing a video game in like a skimpy outfit, and guys give them thousands of dollars.
We live in this sad world now where hot girl or guy on Instagram is a job, and a career, and something people aspire to want to be.
Are you mildly envious that they it sounds like an easier life?
It's just like embarrassing as a society that like that happens. Like in future societies, are they gonna look back and be like, really? These fucking idiots in 2020 like idolized good-looking people who stood in front of street signs?
I see you're applying for a hot chick on Instagram. What are your qualifications?
I have
I'm
Instagram
blonde.
and I'm hot.
And it's all like ways to get around being hot and doing porn. That's the worst part.
Are you willing to show your tits, most of them, on most pictures?
No. Those chicks don't.
Okay. Are you willing to do erotic poses that are meant to be not erotic, but they are?
Sure.
Are you willing to, if a guy direct messages you, are you willing to sleep with them for enough money?
Sure.
Okay. You got
that's
the job.
any girl.
Yeah. Jay, what would your strategy be if you were a hot girl? Would you go in to get your CPA?
No, I would probably do the fake gamer girl route.
You know what? If I was a hot girl, I would sell cars or be a realtor.
You think that makes a difference, though?
I do.
I mean, not that it couldn't hurt, but you think it's like that big of a? Because I bought a house. I didn't buy it from a hot chick. I
Well,
bought,
I
I bought
mean,
a car.
if
I
I-
never bought it from a hot chick.
If I was
Like-
a hot chick and I actually had to get a job and not like do porn or be a influencer or whatever they're called, and I wanted like a low level, like low energy type of job, I would just sell.
I do agree. Sales in general, like there are like sales would make sense. Like just certain types of sales. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there are women that do like sell pharmaceuticals and they go around to different doctors. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if they're hot. I would think like doctors are like, sure, I'll buy whatever. Just
Yeah,
please
no,
come back.
guys are weak. They'll buy it. They'll buy things. They'll pay extra. They'll,
Especially like go to like a luxury car dealership, and like, you know.
Well, what do you think is easier, to be a hot chick or a hot guy?
chick.
Right?
Probably a hot chick. Yeah.
Well, actually, the question's probably not as easy as you think. It's probably easier to
Yeah.
make money if you're a hot chick, but if you're a hot guy, it's
I guess it
prob-
depends what you mean by easier. Like, who has the easier life, or
Yeah, I mean,
easiest
yeah,
way to
however-
get famous or rich, or
However you want to take it. Yeah, like if you're a hot chick, you could be like, oh, how did I become famous? I went to a baseball game and people saw me there.
right.
the problem with hot chicks though is like, there's always a hotter chick.
They get old too.
Like, yeah, I mean, like if you go to like L.A., like everybody's hot, or even like go to Vegas, everybody's hot, and like, oh my god, that's the hottest girl I've ever seen. And then you turn around, it's like, oh, there's somebody hotter. Like, holy shit! Like,
That's why
So-
you got to be like, I'm really hot and I'm gonna make it in Boise. Not a lot of hot chicks in Boise.
yeah, because all these hot chicks go to L.A. because they think they're going to be an actress or whatever, and then they end up working as waitresses, and that's how they end up in porn because they have nothing else to do.
Right? You got to be the big fish. You got to be the hot girl in the small town with no other hot girl.
I mean, I guess if you're like some dopey hot guy, you could get a quick gig on like The Bachelor or something.
By the way, is this episode title gonna be Mark and where the gang talks about hot chicks and hot dudes?
Do we have any Facebook questions?
We got one, and you're right. If Trump gets reelected, does that confirm the U.S. Confirm the U.S. is the dumbest country in the world?
I don't think we need that to happen to have that confirmed.
We already got that title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2016 cemented us there.
I mean, is it, as a voter, is it more understand? I feel like it's more understandable to have voted for Trump the first time than the second time.
Definitely.
Yeah, you have to really be an asshole to be like, yeah, I'm going to vote for him again.
Yet
I mean,
he
you
is
have-
caught up in the polls now.
So your dad is voting for him or not? Or
No,
your
he-
mom, sorry, is voting for him.
Yeah,
right?
no, my dad voted in 2016 and is so mad and feels like he's been conned, and which is understandable. Like,
But your mom is still in on him.
all in.
What is her? Can she come on the show? I mean, I asked you off the air, but can she come on the show and defend him?
No.
Okay, fine. But what was her arguments?
Hey, your mom's not a rich white man, so why does she like him?
That's what I told her. I'm like, you're poor. He hates you.
Yeah,
And you're a
that's, like,
woman too.
Yeah.
he thinks low of you for so many reasons.
Yeah.
What's her reason?
I asked her to give me reasons, and she can only come up with like 3 or 4 things, and they were just bad. It was like
what were the?
destabilize the economy in Iraq, and I'm like, so he made other people's lives worse? Like, that's one of your 4 things?
Wait, destabilize the economy in Iraq?
Or Iran? I don't remember which one.
Okay, fine. Iran.
Iran.
What else?
And it was like, okay, so that's not great. Trying to remember what the other ones were. It was a really bad list. Something about Hong Kong, fighting for the people in Hong Kong. I'm like, okay, that's
Trump couldn't find Hong Kong on a map.
I mean, she's really reaching there.
it was.
Yeah,
really
I thought
bad.
you were gonna say something about the wall or immigration. Like she's like, oh, you know what? He tipped well at Denny's once.
Well, the wall was gonna be one of them, but I had sent her the Last Week Tonight episode where he shreds the wall for 20 minutes, like the day before. So, I bet it was gonna be on there before that.
I fell asleep during that one. I got to rewatch that one.
He makes everyone else's spray tan look better.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. It's
Right? Is anyone in your life a Trump supporter?
Oh yeah, like everybody at that wedding I went to, my cousins and my uncle.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're
Well,
hard. I mean,
well, you didn't talk about the wedding on the show, by the way, or did you talk about it or not? I
I
know
don't
we
think
talked about
I
it
don't
off
think
the show.
if I've been on since I don't.
I guess not. So I just briefly want to tell about the wedding.
There wasn't much to it. I mean, they had this thing there to grab a wristband with different colors based on your level of comfort. It was like green is do whatever you want, touch, talk. Yellow was like talk, keep your distance, and red was like stay away from me. Nobody had red, so I took a yellow and then I went back to the bin and took a picture of it and it was all red. So I put a red on my other hand, so I had a yellow and a red on each hand. And it was just all. I mean, it was all 30-year-old guys, and none of them had masks on, and they were all dancing on the dance floor like super close. And I was just like,
okay.
Right.
I was gonna say I might be dumb, but I'm not that dumb.
Yeah.
I also probably I would have taken the yellow and the. That just seems idiotic. I also would not have gone to a wedding.
I mean, they probably had to do something like that just for like the caterers and the people that were there. Because I'm sure they didn't want to do that.
Right.
I'm sure some sort of regulation to try to do it.
Should we make a third bracelet for people that really don't want to be like they want social distance? Oh, you're right. We could do a third bracelet. You're right.
One more email?
Sure.
All right. Lorenzo writes, hey guys, what if you use the Patreon money to rent the apartment below Jay? Then as an incentive to the donors, it's like sort of like a timeshare where myself and Andrew and Rosario can come and kick it once COVID is over.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Oh yeah, that's what everybody loves, timeshares. You can make it an Airbnb.
I think we should take
make it like a Cameo thing, like come spend a weekend with the Brink of Sanity.
I think it would be great if we just did it secretly and didn't tell Jay and just like tortured him. No offense, Jay.
Just sent in random people.
The guy below me is playing bongos for 12 hours a day, and Brian are like, hee. No, I can't believe that's happening, Jay.
Why is Andy Kaufman living below me?
Then, of all things, he vacuumed for 7 hours yesterday.
He vacuumed the ceiling for some reason. I don't know why he vacuumed the ceiling.
He seems to be practicing farting at a really loud level.
I could see that really happening.
Jay, which neighbor are you going to get out next?
Hopefully myself.
Okay. Have you guys been still looking for houses?
No. I've been focusing mostly on trying to get a new job. They're tripling my workload in 30 days, so I need to make a move real quick.
So like you have 30 days to it's like 30 days to live basically?
Yeah.
Why are they tripling your workload again? Because they just hate you?
They're horrible people. Me and like two other guys got like our workloads doubled or tripled, and then like two other guys have almost nothing.
That's why you got to get COVID, Jay. Then you won't have to work for a while.
You might want to get COVID. That's like 3 weeks off for you, Jay.
Management just has no sense of like what takes what amount of time, and yeah, it's really bad.
Why? Yeah, it's gonna be. Why does your job keep getting worse?
Incompetent management.
How would you do things differently if you were the manager?
Well, I would fire the rest of the management staff.
He would give himself a raise.
That'd be pretty good.
Honestly, I would fire the management staff, and I'd make everyone who's on my level a manager, and the department would run 1,000,000 times better.
Are they really that terrible, or just the job just sucks?
Yeah, no, it's insane. It's like I've never met so many people who have no management skills whatsoever.
Are the people above them just awful also? Like they're making it worse in any way?
It's hard to tell. I don't have much contact with them. I think they're just really bad.
That's just how corporations are. I mean, like you get into the like mid-level stuff and nobody gives a shit.
It's like common sense stuff though. Like if you set up a meeting, show up on time to it. You know, it's almost like a power thing where like the highest level person in the meeting has to show up 5 minutes late and make everyone else just wait. Or like, I've been eating lunch the same time for 7 years, and that's when all my calls and IMs and stuff start coming in, like the exact lunch hour. It's like, there's just things like, or I'll get an email and then I'll get a ping about the email and then I'll get a phone call about the ping, and it's like I don't need all this information in triplicate. Like I can completely.
Why don't you
handle
just
reading
tell
my-
Lumberg that you need to, you need some help?
Seriously.
Why don't you make the Dilbert cartoons? I mean, I feel like you have the material, Jay.
I
Lowercase J.
have the daily calendar, and it's amazing how often it syncs up exactly what's going on in my office. Like it's
Oh, the daily Dilbert calendar.
yeah, and probably 2-3 times a week. It's like exactly what's happening, and he hasn't worked in an office in what 10-20 years, and he's still like just nailing it every day.
When did he stop? So he really didn't like. Did he? I guess when he stopped, how big was the internet when he stopped?
Probably not that big, right? I mean, I doubt he's had an office job for the last 15 years.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Like it's probably longer actually.
Yeah, if it was 20 years, then the internet was, in its baby stages.
Yeah, let's say, do they like is email a big part of it? Like his.
No, not even really email. Well, I mean, now it is because he's still doing them. So
Oh, he still does them.
he still does the
Oh.
comic. Yeah. So like the daily calendar is last year's run. So
Oh, I didn't even realize he still did the comic. I thought it was maybe over by now. Like
yeah,
he
no,
retired.
he's still doing it, and the whole Dilbert and the boss and stuff are all wearing masks in the new ones.
Oh, I should read them actually. I bet they're pretty funny.
Yeah, they're still great.
Our show is pretty much over, right?
Yeah, unless you want to commentate on the second game that's on right now.
Oh, that's a good idea. Right, what do you think?
Or do you
I
want to
changed the channel.
just go through like a list of prices for something else? It's been a really fun show.
Jay, sound a little cranky.
Yeah, Jay, you've been a little cranky, Jay.
I can't imagine why.
Why are you cranky?
It's an annoying episode.
Why is it an annoying episode? Express yourself.
My love. Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. Go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone.